This video is not a substitute for reading and understanding all the instruction manuals and warning labels supplied with the equipment, nor is it a substitute for reading and understanding the MSDS supplied by the material supplier.
Okay, Mike, we're done spraying.
Yep.
So now we need to clean up.
So now we're going to flush the system. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kill the atomizing air because we certainly don't want to atomize solvent.
No.
All right. Then we're going to take this pickup tube and we're simply going to transfer it to a bucket of solvent.
Okay.
All right. We're going to run some solvent through the system. And one of the things that I like to do, Eric, is I like to pick this tube up and insert a little bit of air into the pump. And basically what that's going to do is it's going to give it some solvent, a little bit of air. It's going to kind of give it a little bit of a chop cycle to kind of make it a little more aggressive of a flush sequence.
Okay.
All right, so you'll see me, I'll pick that up and introduce a little air and drop it back down into the solvent.
Okay.
Right, very good. So, kill the atomizing air.
Okay.
We're going to pick this tube up. We'll drain some of the paint off of it.
Okay. Let's take a little while to run out of there.
Yeah, it's got to drain all the way back from the top of the tube down.
But that's good. You just want to make sure you get that paint out of
Absolutely.
there. That's less paint that you have to clean up. Yep. Okay, good.
All right, so let's go ahead and remove this supply.
All right.
And we're going to bring our solvent in, and I'm going to need that ground strap again.
Okay, so I'm going to move the ground strap, put this on.
Okay, and then the next thing I'm just going to do, I'm just going to wipe this down a little bit, and we'll insert it right into the bucket of solvent.
Okay.
All right? Next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to take my gun. What I like to do also is I like to remove this cap. All right?
Okay, so
So
why is that?
This just helps keep the cap a little bit cleaner.
Okay.
Personal preference, you can leave the cap on, you can take it off. I personally like to take the cap off. Okay? All right, so now I'm just going to trigger the gun. We'll increase the pressure a little bit. And all we're doing right now is we're running the pump, we're filling it with solvent and running it out to the gun.
Okay, so
Now,
what pressure did you set things at here?
I just turned up my pump pressure a little bit to get things moving a little bit faster. All right. Another thing we can do is we've got a bypass tube right on this pump, and this basically comes right out of the pump prior to the fluid regulator, so we can quickly flush the paint out of the pump.
Okay.
Once that's done, then we can flush solvent out to the gun.
Okay, good.
But we'll just, for today, we'll just flush right through the pump out to the gun.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're speeding up. You can see that the flow rate's increased, the pump cycle rate is increased, so the paint is out of the system, and now we're just running some solvent through there.
Okay, so that's because you had a lighter viscosity for the solvent, that's why things are sped up?
Exactly right.
Okay.
So now is when I'm going to start picking my tube up and introducing a little bit of air and creating that kind of that chopping cycle. You hear the pump cycle rate increase? That's because I'm introducing air and then solvent.
So this is one time when it's okay for you to be running air through your pump?
Absolutely. Yeah. And you don't want to introduce too much air because you don't want that cycle rate to run away because that's undue stress on the diaphragms of the pump. Okay, once you're happy with the solvent, the paint being evacuated from the system, now if we were done and we were going to load up this same paint next time, we'd probably be okay. Right? If we were going through a color change where now we're going to spray a different color, we may want to get another small amount of solvent and run that flush cycle again just to ensure that we got all the paint out of the system.
Got it.
Okay? And that's it for the flush sequence.